After touring the island's bases and meeting with both the governor and the legislature, Senator Jim Webb has come to several major conclusions with regards to the military buildup. First is that the federal government needs, quote, a more open discussion from civilian and military leaders on what is realistically achievable by 2014. In other words, the senator is questioning whether or not the buildup can realistically happen by 2014. Speaker Judy Wampat is happy with Senator Webb's findings. The speaker arranged for Webb to meet with local lawmakers while he was on Guam last week. During that meeting, lawmakers gave Webb an earful, and it's obvious now that the U.S. senator has heard their concerns.
In the past, we were thinking that he was going to deaf ears because many of the other individuals who have been here to Guam, may be involved in different committees and subcommittees, and we always look at the Senate really for the appropriations. And I know Senator Inouye was here, and we met with him, and he was concerned too about the hospital. But to this date, we haven't seen anything. Now, I think because we're talking specifically the military, and Webb is the chair of Armed Forces Personnel, so I think that there would be more attention now, at least from his committee.
While here, local lawmakers and the governor also made it clear that Guam had very limited space and that the local population was against the military taking any additional lands. In fact, Webb says that the U.S. is obligated to make sure the move doesn't place undue stress on Guamanians, stating, quote, the U.S. military occupies or retains over 1/3 of the island's territory, and I do not believe that additional lands should be acquired. Senator Webb also says that if the U.S. is committed to the military buildup on Guam, it must demonstrate the commitment by providing the infrastructure and services Guam needs to support the increase in population. For example, port modernization, water acquisition, wastewater treatment, healthcare, and schools. He states, quote, this year the military will spend $700 million in preparation for the buildup. In contrast, the civilian government of Guam will benefit from $51 million in federal assistance in military construction projects to prepare for the buildup. Webb says he has also called upon President Obama to fund the port's modernization with funds from the remaining $150 billion in unobligated appropriations in the stimulus package.
It was a perfect time that he came to Guam, really. The day he arrived was the day of the rejection, for him to actually see firsthand, knowing that it all starts at the port. Before anything can happen, it's going to have to start at the port. And he's now, seen that, and he's going back with that message.
And finally, Senator Webb says, quote, if we expand our military presence on Guam, we need to recognize the economic and cultural stress it will place on the island's population and fund this buildup accordingly, end quote. Clint Mergel, PNC News.